Hey everyone, today we're taking a little bit of a break from our regularly scheduled Anaxis videos and we're bringing back the Should You Buy series here on the channel. Now I know a lot of you guys are new here. My Should You Buy series here on the channel is dedicated to giving you guys a fast-paced review of any given LEGO set. I'm typically not a fan of long 10-15 minute reviews, so I try to condense these. I realize now is a time where probably a lot of you have the ability to sit through a 20-minute video, but that's just not fun for me, so fast-paced review today, giving you all the good stuff about a set. Today we're taking a look at set number 75191, the Jedi Starfighter with Hyperdrive. Recommended for ages 9 to 14, comes with 825 pieces, comes with 3 minifigures and 1 astromech droid. And as with any Should You Buy video here on the channel, let's go ahead and start with the minifigures. So first off here we have a young Boba Fett minifigure. If you guys have watched episode 2, you'll notice that almost all these figures are pretty identical to what they are in the movie. The young Boba does come with a nice hairpiece. Of course, does come with non-posable mid-legs, which I think is completely fine given that he is a young child during the filming of the movie. And you can see his attire is the like Camino robes that he wears in episode 2, which is nice. Overall, a pretty decent Boba minifigure. Has like navy blue, dark blue arms. Overall, a really good minifigure. The next one is my favorite in this entire set, and this is Jango Fett. I believe as the timing of this video, this is the most updated, and in my opinion, subjective opinion, this is the best Jango Fett that we've gotten. You guys can see here there is complete front and back printing, at least front on the torso and the legs. You can see the silver Beskar armor that we now know of from the Mandalorian. You can see his utility belt and a whole bunch of other really cool details and like knee pads, stuff like that going down the front. And then on the back right behind the jetpack, you really can't see it. It's not too noticeable, but it's also really nice detail. The only thing that I really don't like about this minifigure has to be the 2 little gray pistols he has. I don't think these pistols look very nice. I would have liked to gotten something else, but that's not too big of a point. His jetpack is super detailed and a nice mold, and of course his helmet is just an absolute beauty of a helmet. So overall, a really nice minifigure for Jango Fett. And lastly, we have the episode 2 long-haired Obi-Wan. He does come with 2 faces here. He does have that pilot little headset attached to his face on both sides. One face is a more serious face and the other one's gonna be a little more frightened, probably when Jango is dropping those seismic charges on him in the asteroid field. Now his torso just consists of his Jedi robes. He doesn't have the overcoat, like that brown overcoat that we know of from episode 2, which is entirely fine. I didn't expect LEGO to include that, but you can see all the details with the crevices and curves and stuff like that with his Jedi robe. Overall, really nice minifigure, a nice hairpiece, and a good variant of the episode 2 Obi-Wan. And now with the minifigures out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the actual set here. First off, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. The set retailed for $100 when it was still out. It is not out anymore, unfortunately, so if you want to buy it, if I convince you to buy it, you're going to have to pay a little bit of a higher price than retail price when it was out. Overall, I like the concept of this setup here. Obviously, ObiWan Starfighter is super small and super nimble, so I didn't think it was necessarily believable that this thing could jump to hyperspace on its own, but now episode 2, of course, we got that big ring that does act as a hyperdrive, which I thought was super cool. So before we get into the Starfighter, let's talk about the general hyperdrive itself. Basically, it's just a big circle on either 2 sides. You have big cylindrical pieces to represent the engines with some nice stickers on the front and back and stuff like that. The entire ring itself is composed firstly of Technic, which all interlocks, and then basically there are these little panels on the top made up of 4x6 modified plates with some tiles and other plates with red and white and some hints of green, and essentially that makes a giant shield that covers the exterior of the entire ring, which does go around in a perfect circle. And one of the best parts about the set is it is swooshable. You can hold the entire set by one piece here. There are some clear Technic pieces on the back which you can then use to swoosh around, which is a really cool feature, which I really do like. I think the entire like second or third bag of this set was literally just straight up Technic, so that was still a super fun build, even though I'm not a fan of Technic, and then putting on the panels was really satisfying during the build. Now getting on into the actual Starfighter itself, you can see there are flaps on either side which you can fold up. That's meant to lock it in place. It really doesn't serve a functional purpose. Now in terms of removing the Starfighter, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is push back on this little red piece right below. You could take out the Starfighter fairly easily, and then you could have it sort of detached. So of course if you're in the movie and you're pretending that Obi-Wan's going to Geonosis or Camino, you could take him out of there and then have him fly out, which I thought was a super cool aspect of it. Now the build of the actual set itself in terms of the Starfighter is pretty sleek. I like it. There's a bunch of stickers on either side, which I really don't mind. I think it adds a great level of detail. There are 2 smaller stud shooters on the front, and then of course an area where you can put your astromech droid on the left side of the Starfighter, which I seem to have misplaced for this video. I did not know where he is. But yeah, just so you know, even though I don't have it with me, it does come with R4P17, just a red astromech droid, pretty much like R2-D2. But the Starfighter is also incredibly light. You can hold it with one hand very easily, and there's also landing gear on the bottom, so if you want to have him land, you you can certainly do so just like that, which is nice. Of course, you do have that cockpit area with a nice printed slope right there to represent all of the different HUD and heads-up displays inside the Starfighter itself. Now, if you want to actually put it back in, all you have to do is angle these little Technic pins right here with the holes in the Technic bricks right here. It's a little bit of a interesting process. I don't think it's the most efficient in my opinion, but it does work most of the time. It's a little bit challenging to get it in there, but it most of the time does do the job. It just takes a little bit of practice to, I guess, like recognize how to actually safely put it in there. So overall, the Starfighter with Hyperdrive I think is a great set. I actually bought this at Toys R Us when that was still a thing back in 2017, and I was getting ready to build it and I just forgot about it. And obviously with this whole outbreak going on, I had a lot of time, found the set in my sealed collection. I wanted to build it and I don't regret it. It's a really nice set. It's fun, it's detailed. I think for $100 this is a pretty reasonable. Of course, if you guys are gonna buy it now, it's gonna be a little more, unfortunately. And also this Django minifigure is super nice and beautiful, and I'm happy to finally have this guy in my collection. So there you have it, guys. That is a should you buy for the Jedi Starfighter with Hyperdrive set from 2016, I believe. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, if you did like the video, drop a like down below and subscribe. Let me know what set you guys want me to review next here on the channel. Hopefully you like this fast-paced setup. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great, wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you later. Take it easy. Peace.